Lastly, and again, kind of germane to the 14-day restriction, is that Mexico, the U.S., and Canada have greatly restricted cross-border travel, U.S. to Mexico, U.S. to Canada, and et cetera. Interestingly, and we'll go ahead and talk about this really neat exception since we're on this issue, air travel and sea travel are excluded from that. And so by and large, though, and I'm speaking very general here, by and large, one can travel from the US to Mexico, assuming Mexico lets you in, and assuming, again, there's this very interesting interplay between, how that works out. But generally speaking, one can catch an airplane from the US to Mexico. If Canada lets you in, one can catch an airplane from the US to Canada. And I would say, given the changes we are seeing, with spikes around the world, including here, literally going on right now, it'll be interesting to see how that develops in the next, let's say, 3 or 4 weeks. But right now, hypothetically, one can fly by air to either of these countries and not have to have the essential travel exception that we'll talk about in a few minutes. And the same thing with sea travel. So the non-essential travel to Mexico and to Canada expressly deals with land crossings, with ferry crossings, and with passenger rail crossings. So if you're driving in Texas and you want to cross the border, you have to have some reason, some essential reason why that's necessary. The same thing for Canada. And again, this does not address, and we could talk for 4 or 5 hours about whether a specific country is going to let a traveler from the U.S. into that country. That is changing probably by the minute, quite frankly. But as a threshold matter, it is conceivable that with air and sea you can travel to those 2 countries.